Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. As we're moving deeper into 2022, it could be useful to have a look and a little prediction about what is going to happen in the rest of the year with the MGTOW philosophy and how it affects Western world and probably beyond the Western world, and with the rising effect of inflation in the United States and across the Western Europe, including here in Britain, with the associated increase in price of fuel and the food supply. So looking around, I had a look and found this. It's a site called goingyourownway.com. It's associated with MGTOW, and as you can see, the thread title is MGTOW 2022 Predictions. Now, most of these predictions are associated with the midterm elections in the United States in November, with predictions that the Democrats are going to be wiped out, but I've heard from various sources in America that the Republicans are just as useless as the Democrats. But one of the posters called Scroogiter says, anyways, there probably won't be any mainstream media mention of MGTOW is being suppressed in the media and will continue to be. So that I can vouch as true, as most of the articles I've ever found are against MGTOW, and very, very few of them are for MGTOW, or at least have a neutral stance on it. One of the main sources of information about MGTOW and asking all sorts of questions is Quotra. As you can see, they're all related questions on the right, but for this one, is MGTOW the future of most men these days? Now in Quotra, you'll find lots of for and against points of view for MGTOW, like against this guy called Giovanni Rodriguez. MGTOW is a bunch of hogwash made up by whiny losers. Yet for MGTOW, from Michael Dennell, I don't know about most, but the number of men going MGTOW is growing immensely. The jewelry business experienced a severe decline in sales. Of that I can agree with, because here in Warrington, there's two jewelry shops long established and part of a big chain that have shut down, gone completely. He says fewer men are buying engagement rings and other jewelry for women as gifts. Well, that could be the effect of MGTOW, as guys don't want to get married, so they don't need to buy an engagement ring, which is the reason why I started doing these videos about MGTOW in the past. I just wanted to see what effect in the real world economy MGTOW would have. And as you can see, if you go down, you get for and against answers all the time. And also, as we go into 2022, people are coming online with this coachingonline.org, which is a guy that gives you tips on how to date women, 16 reasons for giving up on finding a woman in 2022. Now there's links all to them. I clicked on that earlier. Who are the guys who give on dating? It's search engine MGTOW. And the forums of MGTOW have clocked up to 750,000 messages. Its subreddit, before they shut it down, has 150,000 subscribers. And as you will know, there's several MGTOW channels on YouTube, this being a little one. The YouTubers make videos sharing news stories and their own personal experience with women. You can say Sandman is one of the major ones in that. Now, one of the things that affect me most is, where is it? That one. That's mostly with me. Except I've never been in a relationship, so often men prefer to stay for themselves for a while. It is healthy and a sign of maturity. In other words, a lot of guys have found out it's just nice being on their own. You get peace and quiet and no earache or aggravation. Now, we've got the inflation creeping up in America. It's currently at 7.5%, and it's affecting fuel supplies, and it's also affecting the food supply. I found this. You gotta listen to it. It's a African American dude, and it's quite interesting because he gives a perspective of what's going on in America. He works as a delivery driver, so he's got 2 eyes and 2 ears, and he can see what effect it's having in suburban America. It's worth listening to. I also found this, sky-high inflation. It's also about what's happening in America, but the fact is women spend more on stuff than guys. Guys can get by without spending much, but a woman needs to spend a lot. Now, if inflation's going up and cost of everything's going up, that means women need to spend more money on makeup and clothes and that in order to attract guys, because women are saying, where have all the good men gone? And if the women wants to attract the high value men, then they're going to have to put some effort into it. Now, sky high inflation will eat into their personal spending habits and disposable income, but MGTOW guys are not really bothered about that. If they can get by, then that is all right. But the question is this inflation going to affect MGTOW as more and more guys go their own way and more women have the effect finding out what cost of living is going up? More women vote than men. The midterm elections are coming up in November. So what's going to happen in the United States and the Western world as all these food prices go up, inflation goes up, and prices go up? I can see an awful lot of trouble heading along the way, but if a guy's on his own, he can more or less weather the storm. But all these feminist women, they're gonna have an awful hard time, and we're just gonna see possibly social consequences right across the board with America, Canada, and here in Western Europe. I'm sorry it's a bit iffy, but I didn't really find much to talk about this week. But I'll see if I can find anything more about inflation and if it's going to affect the guys and MGTOW in the future. But for now, I think we're on the 10-minute mark, so I'll just leave it at that. You know the routine, people. Comment, like, thumbs up, thumbs down, wherever. It's completely up to you. So until next Monday, that's it for this one. Bye-bye.